Welcome back to another episode of TVGB's We Roguelike It. I don't know why I introduced it this time. I'm here with Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpier.
Hello.
And Monkey Sr.
Hey.
Moon's dramatic entrance off camera.
It's raise and snap. Raise and snap.
That's right. We're talking about our first week of Don't Starve. Clay Entertainment's Don't Starve. I played a lot of this week and did not write very many notes, so I'm going to be shooting from the hip here. Although I guess there aren't really any guns in the game. I guess I'll be poking with a spear from the hip. I'll take it. Anyways, I'm going to toss it over to someone else that's a little more eloquent this week. Monkey, let's start with you.
So I actually didn't play too much. I probably played like 30 hours this week, and honestly, from what I played, I didn't really like it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is this the first time you're playing it?
Yeah, this is the first time I'm playing it.
That could explain it.
Yeah.
Like I know. I've watched it played just a little bit, but yeah, there's something about it that maybe it's so dour.
It's a very.
It's just like I'm slogging through this and.
Yeah, it's very dark
oppressive.
and yeah. I actually really dig that about this game. I really like that it has such a unique art style. Like the very thick lines. Like there's not a lot of detail work on like the interior of characters. You know, like the main scientist's hair is like 3 stripes, but I really dig the whole style of this game, even down to whenever you talk, it's just a wait. Something about Don't Starve just always clicks with me.
It does feel a little bit like Hot Topic got hold of Clay's normal art style and went bonkers with it.
Right.
Like,
Not in a bad way.
No, Clay art style is amazing. Like every game they've ever put out, their art style has always been something truly amazing to behold. Yeah, this is a very, very impressive game. I think we talked about it last week. I played this first on Google Browser Store.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was my first introduction, and I actually got probably the same distance now that I got then, which is to say I unlocked the second character this week.
Okay.
And the game has changed a fair bit since I last played it. Which is to say there's a lot more stuff going on. There's wormholes now. There's big giant gates I don't know anything about.
You can spelunk in caves.
Yep. There is a whole bunch of additional stuff going on, which is very interesting to me, but also I've played this game before, so I don't want to go down any of these wormholes. I don't want to touch or interact with anything that I don't have to.
I did the same thing, and if I remember correctly, wormholes just teleport you to another wormhole, but I can't remember if you have to go into them like when you spelunk in a cave, or if it just takes you there. So I haven't touched them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't done any of the cave stuff yet. I haven't done that. I've basically just been starting new, building up. How many deaths so far? I've got 4.
1.
I don't even know.
I died on
3.
Died on my first game at day 15, if I remember correctly, and that was because bees are terrible. I had a really solid base going. It was like at the shores of near a forest, and I had a bunch of rabbits right next to me, so I had a stable food source. I had the first 2 science machines. I was building log walls. I had a farm going. And right next, if I sort of went south and then sort of went northwest, I would run into 1 killer beehive. And I eventually found a way to sort of sneak around it. I was like, perfect, now I can explore this other area. It has to be rich with something. Found out it was rich with machines that will kill me. So I decided to escape quickly. What I didn't realize is I had not yet dropped all of my good stuff on my person in my base. So when I came back, I found 2 more killer beehives and got trapped by killer bees. And
Nice.
respawned because you told me to touch the plates. I touched
the
button.
pedestal.
Yeah.
Yep.
So all of my gear was stuck where killer bees are. I was like, okay, fine. I have enough stuff in my little base here. I can get enough stuff to make some traps. I have enough food. I'll be fine. I'll just leave that stuff there. It sucks, but that's okay. When I started exploring another area, because I was starting to get further and further away that I would have to camp the night by where I was exploring, I found a meat pod, which I'd never seen before.
I don't know what that is.
When I picked it up, it was a seed that looked like it was made out of meat, and my character goes, "Great, I can finally start a meat farm." I was like, "Perfect. Ooh. I'll go back to my base, I'll plant this, I'll get meat, I guess." So I get back to my base like 2 days later, plant it, and it's this giant bulb that comes out of the ground that's just made out of steak. I was like, nice. Okay, gross. I'm expecting in a couple days, like my normal farm, it will sprout, and I guess meat will come out of it. And the only option I had was to attack it. I was like, well, I'm not going to attack it. I could get meat out of this. Wrong. I went exploring and came back like 2 or 3 days later to my base completely overrun by eyeballs that killed me incredibly quickly.
Okay.
And they all came out of this meat pod. So, if you see a meat pod, maybe plant it and then immediately murder it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with the farms a little bit because I put one seed in, I get a vegetable out, and then I have to go find another seed and put that in to get another vegetable out.
Right. Yep.
It's slightly annoying, and it doesn't seem like it's worth the time.
You can get more than just like carrots and stuff. You can get pomegranates. Like I got a pomegranate that recovered. It was like 33% of my health bar once I cooked it. So like I think you're sort of rolling the dice, but I think if you put 2 to 4 farms up, and I think you can sort of have a pretty good amount of food there, so you don't have to worry about foraging it outside. You just have to worry about picking up seeds that birds leave those around all the time. So
yeah. Oh god. So I've been killed by killer bees.
Yep.
I think that was my very first one. I've been killed by a regular bee because I'm an idiot.
Did you attack it?
I did.
Okay. Did they come find you and kill you?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I got hounded, which that is the thing that made me stop playing the game first when I first played it on the Google Chrome thing, was the hounds that come out at night and then just kill you for no reason and just chase you forever.
Right, the ones when your sanity is low?
Yes, those things.
That's easy to counteract, though.
It is when you know what you're doing, but when you're just futzing around, it's like, why did the hounds appear?
So, 2 quick tips for anyone that wants to balance their sanity a little bit more. Pick 12 flowers, make that into a flower crown that increases your sanity during the day, or at least kind of keeps it from going down. And picking flowers increases your sanity. So you're sort of, as you're building a crown, you're boosting your sanity up, and then when you equip it, it kind of keeps it up there.
Yeah. I did get beefaloed to death.
Right. Was it during mating season?
It wasn't during mating season. Okay. It was because I was very, very hungry and I needed food, and my berry trees were not growing fast enough.
You were desperate.
So I was desperate, and I may have staked one a little bit with a spear, and then load it all the way away from the head.
Right.
And then I was doing pretty good. Like the thing was going down, and then 3 hits, and I was dead. It was just like great. Just great.
Yeah.
I did get. I mean, like you, I got to the 2 science machine point. I saw all of the old enemies that I don't like. So the spiders.
Yep.
I hate
the spiders.
The warrior spiders are the worst.
Is that the huge ones with the giant legs?
No, those are the green ones that jump really far.
Okay. I also saw the big fluffy fireball things with the huge legs.
I hate those things.
And if you steal their eggs, they get real mad.
Yeah. I think one of the worst ones for me personally are the killer trees. Because you're just walking through a forest and then all of a sudden something is killing you. It's like, great. Thank you. Thank you, don't starve.
No, I like this game a lot. I like the style. I do like the fact that it's a survival game and it is very harsh, but it's really quick to just jump back in and get immediately underway again.
Yep.
Like the only thing that holds you back at first is trying to find those stupid rocks with the stupid gold in it, and then 90% of the time, when I find one of those, it's right next to a monster nest of some kind. It's like, great.
It's surrounded by spiders. All right. Yeah.
I'm just curious, what platforms are you guys playing it on?
Xbox One.
PS4 for me.
Okay, so I'm on the Switch, and I was thinking about getting on the Xbox, but then I decided next week I'm probably going to bring my Switch, so I got an E3 week for. Yeah.
Right.
But how long does it take to make a new world?
30 seconds.
Yeah, because it's really long on the Switch, and like I'm just starting, so I'm not good at the game. So I've died a few times. So
Right.
And then restarting is just takes so long, and it just drains all my willpower to play this game.
Yeah, how long does it take?
Like at least a minute.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough because I think one of the good and rough things about Don't Starve is that the world is really big and it's very varied, but that also takes a really long time to generate. And one of the cool things I totally forgot about Don't Starve, and my wife and I will probably play Don't Starve together at some point because that's a lot of fun, is that you can manipulate and control the variables of the world down to like how many trees do you want? Do you want a lot of rocks or not? Like, I think that's really cool.
I should just try to generate a world where there's like no monsters and all the berries.
I think that's really valuable for like learning the first. Because I think the hardest part of this game is like the first 3 days, where it's like, can I survive the first night? Can I survive the second day when I'm running out of food? And can I find a place to make one of those
the fire pits?
Yeah, the fire pits. Can I make one of those and like make a science machine and get a base set up and sort of have a place to live? I think that's really valuable for like. I don't want to run into any spiders. I just want to figure out what biome has the rocks that have gold coming out of it. You know, like that. How do I plant? How long does it take a tree to plant to grow when I plant a pine cone? You know, like a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's actually something that I learned on the previous version I used to play was like pull up your map because it's got a hell of a lot bigger viewing range than you do.
Yes.
And as soon as you know the biome colors. Like, I know, for example, I'm going to find rocks in the deserts, the dark orange kind of deserts, or, like, the really gray areas.
Yeah.
So I literally run in a straight line, pull open my map every now and again and see if there's any, just like an edge of a biome that's outside of my viewing range but viewable on the map.
Right. You know, if there's a purple one, you don't go there because there's tentacles.
Look for that and then head towards that direction. Be like, okay, I know I need rocks. I'm going to go this direction towards this gray place and then hopefully get a whole bunch of rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. I would recommend doing that. Like manipulate a world to sort of learn.
Make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, because I think it's a rare opportunity for a lot of these games. Is that most of the time it just dumps you back in. And it's like, all right, you figure out what you did wrong. It's like, well, I want a little bit. Like I want not really training wheels, but like let's take away a little bit of the difficulty and then sort of put it back in after I get my feet under me.
Yeah, imagine playing Minecraft on non-peaceful mode for the first time.
Right.
Everything's
killing me.
It's got a lot in it, and the first time I played that was peaceful mode, and it was great.
Yeah.
Because you learn, you build, and you do stuff like that, and then before you know it, you're in hardcore mode where one death and it erases your save.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, Don't Starve is cool. I'm happy this came up because it's been so long. I looked at my PS4 save when I restored it from the cloud. It's been 3 years since I've played it.
3 years.
And I was like, all right, I feel like playing some Don't Starve. Like I remember enough that I can kind of survive that first night, like the first couple days. But then I'm still learning new stuff to sort of, especially as you've been saying, Moon, like there's way more stuff in this game, and I haven't even enabled Rise of Giants or Shipwrecked, so I'm just playing the base game. There's still a ton of stuff in here.
Yeah, and honestly, like, to tell you how long it's been since I played it, it's been delisted from the store that I bought it in.
Yeah, Chrome no longer supports that functionality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm enjoying it. It's kind of... I mean, Monkey's right. It's a very dark and like oppressive kind of game.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not to the point where like I don't feel like playing a Plague Tale right now because my headspace is not in a good space for
Right.
it. Whereas this feels like it's okay because this feels more like Tim Burton kind of oppressive, where it's just
Yeah.
like it's dark, but it's dark in a cheeky kind of way.
A little quirky.
Yes.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, that's our first week of Don't Starve. We've still got 3 more weeks to figure out how to last the longest. I think my longest was 58 days, if I remember correctly.
58.
And by that point, I kind of just died because I was sort of out of stuff to do. But thankfully, I don't think that'll be a problem now that they added so much more stuff. But we'll see how long we can survive in future weeks. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you all next run.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.